Welcome back to the tube. Another week, another hotel balcony check-in. This time it's a bit warmer, and this time we didn't have to catch a flight. But we are doing a little staycay here on the Gold Coast. So we're at the Star for Christian and Imogen's FMG World Show. A little bit of a nicer view than Auckland, a little bit warmer than Auckland. And we didn't have to get on a plane. So winds all around. But it's going to be an exciting weekend. Been here for a couple of days already, just getting ourselves situated and sorted. And now we are having a bit of a rest day from comp style things. We had the Rego night last night, or the media night last night. And now we get to kind of chill for the day, which means I get to go off and train, get some treatment. I'm going to do some check-in photos this morning. Body weight was the lowest it's been since maybe 3 days post-comp, 2 days post-comp. So weight dipped again. So the fact that we're eating 3,800 calories and weight is consistently dropping without excess cardio, without any drugs whatsoever, no thermos, no thyroid, no fat burners, no nothing. We're just on straight TRT dosages, and that weight is kind of coming down on 3,800 calories. So more food coming, which means a lot of food in the off season. So we're going to do some check-in photos, send those off to Justin, get the plan for next week. So hopefully a decent calorie increase to sort of keep that body nice and stable, but feeling in a really good spot. Body feels good. Mind feels good. Wake up to this beautiful view. Get to train shoulders and arms today. When I say shoulders, I mean like maybe one shoulder press and one lateral raise and then a lot of arms. So that's going to be a good day. So we'll take you along for that. We'll run you through that. And we're going to get some treatment again today as well. So it's going to be a good one. I'm excited. Let's get naked. We are at the Gime. What's a Gime, you might ask? Oh, a Gime. Delts and arms. So as I spoke about in the last video, obviously with the new training program, we're kind of periodization focused in regards to like what needs volume, what doesn't need volume. And it's no secret that my delts don't need a lot of volume in this off season. And it's also not a secret that my arms need all of the volume in this off season. So I think we've got maybe 4 working sets for delts today. So we've got 2 sets on an incline or a high incline kind of Smith press. And then we've got some lateral raises, kind of like on an incline bench, which is an interesting variation that I've like really been a fan of lately, to be honest with you. And we've got a lot of biceps, a lot of triceps, and a lot of my bicep tricep focus this off season is going to be focused around stabilization as much as possible. So rather than like real big heavy curls or anything like that, a lot of it's going to be incline cable curls, and some preacher stuff. So keeping as much surface area on a bench or on a preacher or stable as possible so that we can isolate both the bicep and the tricep as much as humanly possible. So that's kind of going to be the main focus here. Nothing too over the top. In fact, I'm kind of dealing with like a little bit of a forearm kind of strain, I suppose, on my right arm, which is quite common once I start to utilize heavy loads in the off season and put a bit more stress on the body. That starts to flare up a little bit. So we do have treatment post workout, which is amazing because Caitlin, pop your head in. Caitlin has prepped all our meals for today. So we're going to go straight from the Gime to treatment. And we kind of plan it perfectly so that we can get a post-workout meal in. Then one of us will get treatment whilst the other one does some client work. And then we flip that around. And then we've got another meal kind of for on the way home, which is ideal. Absolutely perfect. So that's all timed, ready to go. And I don't think we have a whole lot to do tonight, do we? We're chilling.
I'm going to get a blowy.
You want to get a blowy? Must be nice.
Because you can complain.
Not after last night. But that's kind of perfect. And we've been watching The Bear. Yeah. So shout out to Mario the Osteo because he recommended that we watch The Bear, which is like on Disney TV.com/star/Hulu. I don't know how it works, but we have like one episode left for season 4, and then it's done.
Which I'm actually really sad.
Yeah, because we've been really, really enjoying it. So highly recommend watching The Bear. It was also really interesting to watch whilst we were both on prep because it's centered around like a restaurant and food and stuff like that. But we've really enjoyed watching The Bear, and we now need to decide what we're going to watch after that. So
yeah, give us suggestions.
if you have any recommendations for like your favorite TV show or anything in terms of what we can watch of a PM once the day's over and we're eating.
We're just not good at movies.
You're not good at movies. I'm great at movies.
I'm just not good at movies.
I'm excellent at movies.
I'm a very short attention span and I need to go to bed, so...
If you can recommend episodes that aren't longer than 30 minutes, that would be excellent. So I think we've decided we're going to watch Breaking Bad, potentially.
I've not really ever got into it.
Because Caitlin's never watched it, and it's probably one of the very, very few TV shows that I've watched all the way through.
Is that or Game of Thrones? So...
That or Game of Thrones, yeah. And I watched Breaking Bad.
I've seen neither.
You haven't seen anything.
I lived a sheltered life.
So we need to educate Caitlin. So drop your favorite like binge-worthy TV shows in the comments so that we can spend the rest of our life watching TV shows and eating cream of rice, because that's the goal.
That's the plan.
So we're going to get in, train some arms.
Sorry.
You're not going to train some arms. You're training legs today?
I'm training legs today.
Just for something different? Which is actually different because you've been training upper lately.
I have been training upper, but you know what? I'm actually into it.
No.
I really thought I would be.
Caitlin spent the last 8 months going, I can't wait to train upper. Trained 5 days of upper and it's like, yeah.
That's enough.
That's it. I'm
That's
done.
Enough for me.
But I mean, that's what we do in prep anyway, right? As we get to a point where we're like,
I just want everything I don't have.
Yeah, everyone wants what they don't have. So I want arms. Must be nice. If I could give Caitlin my glutes and she could give me her arms,
we would be unstoppable.
We would be the greatest bodybuilder on this planet.
Like, take me to the O.
Take me to the O. So we're gonna get this in. Muscle Nation pre. Don't show them your logo. Get that shit out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Guys, look at my new t-shirt bar.
Oh yeah, Muscle Nation just had a new drop. This is new too. So Muscle Nation just had a new drop.
The colorways are sick.
Really, really cool. So the designs are really nice. The fit is really nice. The colorway is really nice. It's just really nice.
It's just really nice.
I should probably use a better word to explain that. But you guys know the drill. We're gonna put discount code ORCH right here. Beautiful. Perfect.
I'm wearing a extra large, I think.
An extra large?
Nah, 2XL.
A 2XL. All right, big dog.
Well.
All right.
I mean.
I rock a 3XL in all the oversize.
What am I?
What are you? Very cute. Oh no. It's a 2XL.
2XL.
So
I'm just that girl though. Like I'm 5'2".
Yeah.
And
I feel like that's a thing for like female bodybuilders love the pump covers.
Yeah.
But you have to tuck it back in so everyone can see your glutes. Do you do that? Perfect. Perfect.
Yes, I do that.
So now when I watch my analytics on my YouTube, that's going to be the most rewatched part of my YouTube video. Amazing.
That dumpy.
All right, we're going to go in and train and then get some treatment afterwards. So
we were meant to be here 15 minutes ago, so we're going to go.
In standard procedure, we're always late. Deuces. Oh, God.
All right.
Some shoulder mobility, some warming up, and a healthy amount of deep heat to my right forearm, and we're good to go. So because this is obviously the first compound movement that we're doing, it's also the only shoulder compound movement we're doing. Adequate warm-up, adequate stimulus before we get into moving some heavy load. So we'll do sort of 8 to 10 at one plate, sort of do like 6 to 8 at 2 plates, gauge 2.5, maybe work at 3. I don't know how well that's going to work, but we've got 2 sets of 10 here. And we'll move on to some arms, throw some laterals in there midway through. And we'll live in the drain. Feels nice, feels smooth, feels good to go. keep flipping back and forth on whether I prefer an angled Smith machine or a straight up and down Smith machine. And I think I definitely prefer the straight up and down Smith machine. Less variables, also less things to think about, which is always a nice time. The less I have to think about, the better for everyone. Yeah. I think we're just going to go straight to 3 plates. Good chat. Are you going to spot from the front? You're going to straddle. We did learn this the hard way. But I don't know, just you standing there makes me stronger. So it's like a testosterone boost. You better feel what? At the front? That's too much of a testosterone boost. Then I lose all my blood flow from my delts. Cool. Preset, customary, nervous wee complete. I need 10 reps here. Cool, cool, cool. Good chat. Good chat. It doesn't seem hard.
Two more. Last one. I mean, probably get 2 more.
We're not supposed to be training till failure yet. You're not supposed to be.
That was perfect.
That was perfect. I actually think that was perfect, genuinely. Do you reckon a second top set for 10 at that? No. What do you mean?
Are you meant to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yes. Sure.
So I've got 2 top sets of 10 here. I have 4 sets of delts a week, and this is 2 of them.
Yeah, okay.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Fabulous.
Thank you, baby. Right on. Delts are fried from 2 sets, so that's always a good time. Moving on to some incline cable curls. Big fan of these. Big fan of these. Really allows you to open up, stretch, keep that constant tension from the cable, keeping elbows behind shoulders. You're almost doing like a drag curl. Which keeps as much of the emphasis on the biceps as possible. So we'll hit 3 sets of 12 there. And then we'll move on to a cable tricep extension. He's also a big fan of mine. Big fan of mine? I'm also a big fan of, you know what I mean. Cable tricep extension. Again, as much stability as possible, as much rigidity as possible, and as much tricep extension and flexion as possible. We don't want to throw the weight. We don't want to swing the weight. We don't want to use any momentum to move the weight. We want everything to be in the tricep. sets of 12 there. Kind of hit 15 because it felt good. We'll do 2 more sets of 12. Yes. Sets number 3 and 4 of my entire delt work for the week is a incline cable fly. Now, a lot of people love to use like wrist cuffs for these. Could it be beneficial? Potentially. Do I have wrist cuffs? No. Do you actually? That's too much like hard work now. Things I need to add to my shopping cart. Yeah, same, right? I feel like my wrists are the same size as your ankles. That'll work a treat. I don't know if it's a compliment to. Yeah, I don't know. So I need to buy knee sleeves. I need to buy lifter shoes, and I need to buy wrist cuffs. Add it to the list. All donations welcome. So a lot of people like to use wrist cuffs. I somewhat have the ability to remove my forearms from exercises, so we're going to play with it by ear. One of the biggest key points, focus points here is making sure that we're in scapular depression, which is not hard for me because I'm always in depression. But so we don't want to shrug this, right? We want to be focusing on pulling our cables apart, not up, right? We're not doing a shrug motion. We want to be activating our lateral head of our delt, so our side delt. So making sure we're taking tension off. We've got our shoulders depressed and our scapula locked into the bench. And then we're pulling apart, creating tension, keeping tension on, not letting the stack hit the bottom, and taking tension off. And then we're in that fluid kind of motion just there. So one really good focus point that I like to use to remove forearms from an exercise is disengaging thumbs. So I'll disengage thumbs. And I lost count. I feel like that was close enough to 12. I'm just a bodybuilder. I don't know what you want from me. But 2 sets of 12 to 15 there. And then we're back on the arms because they're the priority. We're done. Didn't film the last 2 exercises because we piss farted around for way too long. And if there's anyone out there, especially Americans, that are unfamiliar with the terminology of piss farted around, it just means we took too long. And we are currently running just a touch late for our massage appointment and treatment. So we're going to scoot off, eat our meals on the way, and then get some treatment done. But I was really happy with that session. Perfect amount of volume. Final 2 exercises I did was just a pin-loaded hammer strength single arm preacher curl, and then a overhead rope tricep extension. So I think I've kind of filmed both of those before, and they're pretty self-explanatory. So it is what it is. But we're going to scoot off, eat some food, get some treatment, see where the day takes us. Peace. And just like that, it's the morning after. So it's Saturday morning. We got pretty caught up yesterday doing a whole bunch of things. Obviously, Imogen and Christian are competing today. So we're running a bunch of errands, looking after some things that they needed to be looked after yesterday, and we didn't film anything else. But I do want to touch on just something really quickly, and that is how to plan for an off-plan meal or off-plan meal, right? So what I've done is I've prepared to be successful. So knowing full well that we're going to be at the show all day today, the FMG show, watching them, and that won't finish till pretty late tonight. It is 7:15 Saturday morning, and I've pretty much already done all my steps. I've already done an hour of client work and then done some work with the opposing client as well on top of that. And I prepped all my meals for today, knowing full well that after Imogen and Christian finish getting off stage, that we're going to be getting a bite to eat and like a little bit of a celebration feed. So planning ahead is the most important thing to do in this scenario. So what we've done is pulled a little bit of fats, pulled a little bit of carbs from my meals throughout the day, elongating my eating window a little bit. So I'll probably fast for an hour or 2 this morning, get a couple of meals in throughout the day, prioritizing protein as best as possible. And then I'll eliminate my last 2 meals, which I would normally have, which are usually the highest fat meals that I have in my day, because I like to prioritize carbs around training. And then that should allow sort of about a 1600, 1700 calorie window for off-plan meal tonight, and shouldn't derail my goals at all. I'm not starving myself. I'm not burying myself in cardio, but I'm making sure that I am ticking the boxes. I'm making sure that I am planning ahead, understanding that I don't need to go overboard with food tonight, that I can enjoy a meal out without being too ridiculous. I don't have to binge. I don't have to splurge. And honestly, it's not even about the food for me. You know, I had a good chat with Justin about, you know, the thought process around eating an off-plan meal, and it honestly has nothing to do with the food. My meal plan is perfect. I love it. I eat the same thing every day and it doesn't bother me. But it's the social aspect, it's the celebration aspect, and wanting to spend time with people that I love and enjoy spending time with and celebrating them. And if they want to eat and they want to do what they want to do, then that's completely up to them. That's their decision and their life and their choices to make. But for me, you know, having bigger goals in mind, how do we structure that? And by doing that, we prioritize protein. We make sure we get our steps and cardio done nice and early. We don't have to eat all our meals on plan and then eat our celebration meal on top of that. And it's just a matter of spacing that out as best as we can and making sure that we're not sacrificing along the way. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. So if you are working with a coach, definitely communicate with them if this is something that you do want to do, and then they'll kind of give you an idea of how to sort of work your way around that. It's something that I do with a lot of my athletes and a lot of my clients. And if we have celebrations or events or things coming up, we just plan for it. And, you know, anything can be overcome with the right preparation, but communication is key in that aspect. Prioritizing what's most important and then working your way down from that list from there. So that's it for me. It's going to be a hectic day at the FMG show, making sure that everyone's taken care of. Meals are all cooked. Everything's all sorted. So we're going to get home, shower, prep some meals for today, and then get the show on the road. So appreciate you guys tuning along. Had to do this little final sign off and chat about preparation. So hope you took something from it. But you guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.